We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on Jordan Colbert, Rhode Island safety. Dolphins signed him as a UDFA, and honestly, I liked what I saw on film. I think he has a chance for this team. I think, as I was saying, the DBs have a chance, specifically the safeties. It's a pretty, thin room right now after the top two. Really, anyone, it's up for grabs, and Colbert has really all the physical and athletic tools that you could look for in a prospect. Like, he comes in at about 6'2", 215 pounds. He can play in multiple different alignments, versatility. He tested pretty well, like, athletically across the board. Like, didn't have the fastest 40, but everywhere else he was, testing really, really well. So I'm enjoying his film a lot, doing stuff. He seems, I think consistency is the key for him. I think, when he flashed a lot of good stuff in coverage. He loves to play with a physical toughness, which is probably my favorite part of his game. He gets downhill, plays in a hurry. And I think the best chance he has of making it is, like, I saw some of his special teams clips, and he looked quite good on special teams. Definitely comfortable there. I think when it comes to coverage, I liked maybe some zone stuff underneath. I don't think he has the range to play on the back end as, like, your single high guy all the time, but he definitely, plays with the pop. I think he's like a box safety that can play in, like, split field safety looks, two deep quarters, stuff like that. Shows off some ball skills. Definitely willing to go out there and hit people. Can play in pretty much as a four-core special teams player, kick return, punt return, punt, kickoff, things like that. So really enjoy. The instincts, I think, are decent enough. They're better than Mark Perry's instincts as a player. I think Perry is definitely faster straight line. I think Colbert's a little more fluid. And then I would say Perry's better in man coverage, while Colbert was definitely a little more comfortable within zone. But here he just shows off some good football instincts. The motion, they see this, like, fake orbit behind and then swing it back out. And he just starts closing downhill fast. Just playing very, very good right there. Not the greatest closing speed, but I do love the aggressiveness that he comes downhill with. Good angle, physical tackler. Those are the types of play. These are also the types of plays where, like, you could see how he translates on special teams, like basically running that alley right there. So that's the type of thing that you want to see, and it's probably his best chance to end up making the roster. Very fluid in his pedal too for a bigger guy. Really, really like that. Here you get to see, like, a couple of these snaps will be from single high. I just don't think he'll be doing this stuff if he does make a team at the next level. Personally, I don't think he has the range to do it because, this was kind of just thrown into his zone. But you can see the consistency in his pedal. Very, very smooth, good body lean and weight distribution. And he's just gaining depth. I think, not getting beat over the top, but then also, not getting too much depth where things can work underneath him. Leveraging multiple routes just in case, with these concepts, whatever works over the top here. Reading the QB's eyes. He opens up his hips to this two receiver side to get over the top there and then go up, attack the ball, get the interception, use his size to his advantage. Very, very good. But I definitely prefer him playing as, like, split field safety stuff. He looks more comfortable there when he doesn't have to cover as much ground. But here, he does a really good job. Like, look at the split alignment here. Overall, it looks like they're kind of dropped. He's basically playing, like, cover two to the top of the field. This guy's the flat. He's over the top of this. And you can see him just maintain his outside leverage, get outside of it very quickly, very quick-footed, and then get over the top with that leverage, playing as, like, a top-down player. Feel very comfortable with him in that area, and definitely came away more impressed than I thought. Obviously, he didn't play against the best competition, which is a big thing. So I'm excited to see how he looks in the preseason, but this is one of the guys that I'm definitely keeping an eye on out of this group in the secondary. I feel like he's the one who could potentially surprise a little bit because he has the nice physical athletic tools, and there's definitely the flashes. He just needs to be more consistent. Here he is undercutting, showing off some instincts, basically in man coverage. Good feel for this interception. Very, very nice stuff. Like to see the versatility to do that. I don't think he'll be, like, a consistent man guy, but I do think him fitting more as in the box role or as, like, a deep half safety split field stuff, which I think he can do, would be nice. Plus, I mean, if he really does make the team, like, he probably wouldn't play too much action. I mean, there's always a chance with injuries, but I could see him having a special teams role. Here he is as a single field safety again. Open up his hips, leverage these routes, get back into his pedal, read the eyes of the QB. Look how he's able to flip his hips back here. Shows off really good fluidity. He's definitely a fluid guy for his size. And then get out there and make a play, knock the ball out at the catch point. Very good physicality and hitter. He doesn't have the range. Like, you can tell once he gets going, he doesn't have, like, this great closing speed. It's pretty average, I would say, overall. That's, a reason I don't see him playing as, that deep half guy. I don't think he has, like, the overall instincts for it. but he definitely does a better job when he can play top down like this and basically leverage routes over the top of them like this. You can see that he's ready for this. He sees the pad level. He's anticipating this the whole time. Just based on his body language, he's ready for this route break over the middle and sits on it and makes a really good play. So when he shows off that nice anticipation, he shows off that ability. Like, he understands how to can maintain like really solid leverage and positioning on those routes, playing as a top-down player. And then honestly, he might be at his best versus screens. Like, he identifies screens so quickly, gets downhill like even before they happen. And overall, I think, it's a decent enough tackler. Get downhill versus zone read, avoid the block from the tight end, get to the outside of him, take a good angle. Love that part of his game. Love these types of plays, because they translate to obviously playing defense. These things can translate to the next level. You always got to be able to run the alley, stuff like that. But also, these are things that I feel like those types of players always usually translate to special teams pretty well. Here he like rolls down. There basically becomes like, they're playing cover one here, and he's responsible for the running back coming out of the backfield, which is a tough ask from his depth. So getting downhill, but then getting square and staying patient. I feel like he does a good job overall with his technique. Some guys play with too high a pad level. I feel like overall he plays with good bend to his game. I don't think he's as comfortable in man coverage, especially when he's flat-footed like this. He gets a little too flat-footed, but the ball gets thrown over the top. He gets the interception, just inaccurate, but just another job where he was in a tough position. But yeah, versus screen. This is like my favorite part of his game. He recognizes this stuff so quickly. Boom. They go for some quick RPO stuff. They're run blocking up front. The QB likes his look, but Colbert closes that ground very quickly. As soon as he catches the ball, tackle. And he's aligned basically 11 yards off the ball and starts to sneak up right before the snap happens. So clearly does his film study, which is nice. Here you can see some of his play strength versus just absolutely bullies this poor guy. Throws him on his back like it's nothing. And you could see this stuff on the special teams because he had some special teams clips at the end of this stuff. And it overall looks pretty good. I only put one in the film because for the most part it would like all looked very similarly. So, but just got to show off, in the multiple clips. But you can definitely see some of that special teams impact. But he definitely looks really comfortable in these split field safety looks, whether they were playing, cover 2, quarters, cover 6, something like that. Here he's playing as like a quarter safety, maintaining like that inside leverage. He's on the 3x1 receiver side. Usually, you're kind of working from 3 to 2. His eyes there. Sees that 3 stays in the block, so his eyes go to the number 2. He wants to maintain that inside leverage on this play. As soon as he sees the route break, boom, transition, point out of it. Very good bend to his game here. Explode. I think, he definitely shows a good ability to explode out of a dead stop like that when everything's clean. Probably gets a little too physical at the top of the round, but they're both kind of fighting for positioning here, so I think, there's a decent chance it doesn't get called. They go up and almost gets the interception, but I do really like that stuff. Seeing the split field looks, and I think being potentially a down-in-the-box guy, I think, gives him a chance to have a better chance. And then, obviously, this is how he really makes the roster, is the special teams stuff. And you look at the safety room, they really only have Javon Holland. Look at him absolutely destroy that guy. That types of stuff happened all over the clips that he showed on his special teams, because this was more of like, his highlight reel, so I didn't get to see, like, I didn't have any, like, film, like, I got to see all 22 clips, which is great, so I don't know as much as I would like about him as a player. That's why I'm still a little bit skeptical and want to see him in preseason. But the positive clips look really solid, so I'm excited. And, that room overall, Javon Holland, Jordan Poyer is really the only locks right now for the squad. They drafted McMorris. They brought in, like, a Mark Perry as a safety. They brought in a few other DBs who are more corners, but potentially, who knows, they could swap them around. They have Elijah Campbell on the roster, who's a special teams guy. But usually you're going to keep more than 3 safeties, so we'll see who ends up getting like that 4 safety spot, potentially 5, and who knows how they kind of see the corner position, because I could see them potentially listing Nick Needham or Ethan Bonner as a safety this next season, which will be interesting. But there should leave a DB spot, I think, out of these UDFAs up for grabs for someone to fight for, or, McMorris as a 6th-round pick. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave it a comment and subscribe. Peace.